So I just got back from spending 3 months in Colorado for the summer, and right now I'm back in college, and I'm going to be here for a pretty long time. And I've started to reflect a little bit on, my whole trip, and people ask me about it. And my biggest takeaway is something that, I've heard a decent bit of times growing up. And, I'm going to share a little bit about this in this video. Make sure you watch towards the end because I've got a lot of cool things I could share with you. So, my biggest takeaway is simply that the world isn't as scary as some people may think it is. And oftentimes, the bad opinions outweigh the good ones. And I mean that if you look online, if you look at reviews, if you look at anything where humans or people give their input, they're always going to say bad things about something. They're always going to say good things about something. But what I've noticed is that it doesn't matter even if you have 1 million good reviews of a product. The bad one is always going to shine above all those good reviews. And I don't know why, but in our brains, we think something. Whenever we see that bad review, that's the one we pay attention to. We don't pay attention to all the good ones. And we don't recognize that, hey, this has 4.9 out of 5 stars. It doesn't have 5 stars. But that 4.9 just messes with us. We're always standoffish. We're always a bit scared that something bad's going to happen. And it just goes to show that the bad sometimes outweighs the good. And, before I was traveling, I often thought that, I was going to experience some type of people in Colorado or out west because it's a lot different than being, in the South or on the East Coast, like where I'm from. And what I've noticed is that people are just gonna be people. Like, yes, you may get some cultural differences and maybe just people act a little differently because, it's halfway across the country in the United States. I'm from Mississippi and I went to Colorado, so it's a decent bit of ways. And yeah, I've just noticed that it doesn't matter where you are or what you do, people are gonna be people, and people are gonna have different opinions. No matter what you do, what you say, who you are, what you look like, it doesn't matter. Now, there was some things I would, see some things that were interesting, but I didn't see anything that just made me say, wow, or anything so much to where I say, oh yeah, people in Colorado act like this. It doesn't really matter where you go. People are going to act different. Like, honestly, I've seen more weird looking people in Mississippi than I have in Colorado, which was honestly interesting to me. And it showed me that some of these stereotypes that people will throw on top of things or label things as aren't always true. I essentially killed a lot of those stereotypes because people are going to be nice to you and people are going to be negative to you no matter where you go. So it's best to always be a positive person, be an optimistic person, be someone that someone else wants to be around. Because when you're being someone that someone else wants to be around, you understand that you show them respect. They give you respect. You're friendly to them. They're friendly to you. And it's just vice versa. You experience a lot of the things that you want when you act the way you want to be treated. There's a lot of principles like this in the Bible and different things that'll tell you to just have common principles, common ground where you can stand and other people can meet you on that common ground. If you're all over the place or you're being negative to people, you're likely to get negative responses. And I've understood that even being friendly to people, it helps you be more calm. And that way, when you get that negative response, that's going to happen eventually, you don't always have a bad response, which could get you in trouble. But the biggest thing I've noticed, staying in Colorado and, leaving the country for the first time is that if you're a good person and you seek out good people, you're going to have good people around you and you're going to gravitate towards the good people and people are going to gravitate towards you. But the biggest thing is that the world isn't as scary as people say it is, simply because nobody wants to see the world. They're scared of the experiences that people have had. And the experience that one person has had, even though 1 million other people have had great experiences in this state and this country, it can sometimes push people away. And I was honestly one of those people. Of course, your parents may tell you growing up that you need to watch out for strangers, stranger danger, all those other things. There's people that, can harm you. And I know I'm a guy, and I know sometimes for girls it may be a lot harder to travel, especially by yourself. But I just want people to understand that you need to experience things for yourself before you make an ultimate conclusion. What I've realized by traveling more and more and wanting to see more of the world is that you can't always take things based off the opinions and experiences of others, because ultimately someone else is going to have an experience that you may look at and be scared that that'll happen to you, but the reality is the chances of that happening to you are slim to none. When I went out to Colorado, I'm a pretty, faithful Christian. I love talking about my faith, expressing my faith. I wear shirts that say Jesus and all of this. And I thought I was going to go out west, more up north, and people were just going to hate me for being a Christian. But I didn't experience any of that at all. And it really killed this assumption that I had that people are just hateful. People are always going to disagree with you. People are going to be mean to you and all these other things. You have these things in your mind based off what people tell you online or anything. And, that's what you base your whole ideal of something on. And sometimes people will go their entire lives not learning about something, and their only idea of something is based off things that other people tell them. And different people will tell you things all the time. They'll tell you different things all the time. And what I've noticed is that you cannot take everything everybody says at point value. Because if I told you, hey, that thing over there that everyone telling you is the best thing ever, here, let me tell you a secret. If you do it, there's a high chance you'll lose your leg. Like I saw this guy the other day. He was jumping off, and he slipped a little bit because he was way too excited, and he lost his leg. Say it's, I don't know, jumping off a cliff. And I know a million people just did it in front of your face and they're perfectly fine, but there's a chance you'll lose your leg. I don't want you to be that guy, so you probably should step back. Obviously, sometimes people will hear that and they'll immediately step back. They don't care about the fact that people have been okay. People have had great experiences. The bad opinions always outweigh the good. And sometimes I hate that, but I've started to realize that that's always going to be the way things are. And the best way I can relate that to myself and let that improve my life and help me improve the way I interact with others and just be a better person is understanding that whenever I say something bad about something, I need to understand that that bad opinion I have is going to outweigh all the good ones. I'm in college and I have a lot of professors and different people I go to for classes. And if I say great things about a professor all the time, that's cool. People always say great things about professors. But what if I just say that, hey, this professor did this to me one time? Like he harassed me or he really gave me a hard time on this one thing. If somebody told me that, I would always, until the day I graduated or until I really got to know that professor, I would believe that's true. I would always think of that professor as somebody that harasses people, somebody that gives people hard times. And I need to understand that I need to always speak positivity. And whenever I have something negative to share, I need to understand the weight that that has and how that can really sway someone and their thinking. Because ultimately, your words hold so much weight. They hold so much weight within yourself and within others. Your words hold so much weight simply because people will think about what you say all the time. When you say something negative, that's going to stay at the top of their mind. When you say something positive, it may make them smile, but they're not going to keep, it in their mind if they always hear positive things. It's kind of like if you're in a basket of eggs and you see the one that's cracked or one that's rotten, you're going to be worried about all the other eggs. Oh, is this egg good? Is this egg good? Is this egg good? Because, you didn't expect that. But if all the eggs are good and you're used to having good eggs, you get used to it. But the second you see one bad egg, you get concerned and you're worrying about all the other eggs. It makes you just pop out of this bubble that is just complacency and thinking that everything's gonna just be okay. When you hit that wall, when just having when you're just doing fine for a long time, you're just running along your journey, you hit a wall, you're taken aback. You're like, whoa. And you start looking at things differently. You start getting scared. Just understand that your words hold way more weight than you may think they do. The things you say, the things you think, the things you express and you share with people are always going to be on their mind. But always understand that negativity often outweighs the bad. So be careful with the negativity that you share. When you share something bad about a person, that could ruin the way that person looks to someone else. If someone's new on campus and you're in college and you hear all these good things about this new person that's coming on campus, and then somebody comes out of nowhere. You've never met him. Hey, that new guy on campus, he was just, hitting on all these girls and making you feel so uncomfortable. You're going to say, screw all the good things people said about that guy coming on campus. You're going to think about the fact that he's hitting on girls and making them feel uncomfortable. You can ruin someone else's reputation with the words you say and the opinions you share. And sometimes people even do that when they're lying and they want people to be looking bad. If someone hears these videos I'm making and they say something bad about my videos, people are always going to think bad about my videos. So you always need to share value. You always need to be positive, and you need to share things that people would love to hear. Don't be that negative thing that pushes someone away from doing something that changes their life. Don't be that negative thing that makes someone else's reputation just be awful. Understand that you need to share the best opinion you can. And the world isn't as scary as people say it is. You can always go out and you can experience things for yourself. You can have your own opinions. You can go out to the things and people that people have said the worst things about, and you can experience them for themselves. Because the ultimate truth is that people are just scared. They're scared of going out to the world and exploring. They're scared of meeting that person because of the bad things they've heard about them. But some of the best people I've ever met in my life, I've heard bad things about them. And honestly, I said, you know what? I need to find out for myself who this person is and what they act like. And you know what? People continue to say bad things about that person. But you know what? I know who they are. I met them. I got to know them. I got to experience that place or that thing. And I know that no matter what people say about it, I know how they are. I know what it is, what it does. And your opinion, your view of something, the fact that you've done it will outweigh any opinion anyone shares, because you'll know it's either false or people are just saying it for attention. If your best friend that you know is the best human on this planet and you are closer to them than anyone else, if you hear good things about this person, if you hear extremely bad things about this person, you're going to say, well, that doesn't really matter because I know them. I know this thing. I know this. So I'll keep saying the world isn't as scary as people make it out to be. Go experience that thing. Go get your own view of something. Understand how something is, how it acts, how it just can affect you better, how it can affect you badly. When you know how something is, everyone else's opinion of that thing doesn't always mean as much because you know what it is. So understand that your words hold weight. And if you're scared and if you're always wondering, I'm always being ruled by opinions and ruled by the fact that people say things online and I always believe them. I'm gullible. I'm letting people take advantage of my mind. Always just go out. See what that thing really has to offer. If you want to make videos online, and people have been saying bad things about videos forever. If you want to make something online, an online business, run an online course, whatever, do something for yourself. Understand that sometimes, if something's bad and everybody deems it as bad, maybe you don't want to try it out. There's some things like that, maybe like smoking cigarettes or doing things online like OnlyFans or whatever it may be. Understand that some things you don't want to try. But if it's always mixed, you're hearing negative things about something, you're hearing good things about something, try it out for yourself. Who knows? You may could experience something that changes your life and makes your life so much better, but you'll never really know what it is until you do it for yourself. So understand that the world is not as scary as people say it is. Go experience that thing. Go talk to that person. Understand that people are going to share things and give their opinion no matter if you've done it or not. So you might as well know about it before you believe something that everyone else says. The world isn't as scary as people say it is. So go out, experience the world, have whatever you want in mind of this person, be changed. Have whatever you think this person is going to act like, have whatever you think this thing is going to be like. Have that in the back of your mind, but understand that those things in the back of your mind can fade away simply because you saw it. You did it. You know it. You know it now, and keep understanding that you need to go out, experience things for yourself, and never be ruled by other people's opinions. And always remember that the world is not as scary as people say it is. Hope I was able to motivate you with this video. Continue to go out and do things for yourself. That way you can experience them and possibly change your life for the better. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a blessed day.